I know, really.
Okay, and we're live.
Oh, Nita, you're back.
Daphne! Oh my god, I'm back, bitches. Oh shit. Good morning, everyone. It is April 28th, 2023, and I don't remember how to do this shit.
Yeah, I know. It's like
1 week out of practice. You think I've been gone for a year?
I know, right? That's what it always feels like. Like every time I skip a week on my own show, I don't know where anything is.
Yeah, everybody's been fucking with my house. Like it's like
Yeah.
nothing's where I left it.
I know. It's like someone broke into the house and moved everything like it's over.
An inch to the right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you ready?
Absolutely not, but let's do it.
All right.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, we're back. If it wasn't for a quick copyright strike, we all know what music I would play. Oh my goodness. Hello, Nita. Jesus,
Hi.
it feels like forever.
Yeah, it's weird and socially awkward now.
Yes, let's not do that again.
No, life goals.
Oh my goodness. So who's joining us in the chat today?
So far we've got Efrain.
Hello.
Chad, he's here for the
and
bullshit.
Chad. Hello, Chad.
Carl and Patrick. Hello, guys.
Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome. And yes, I see you. The 6 people watching next to my giant eyeball on my screen from regions beyond. If you're joining us from Facebook, if you're joining us from Twitter, come on over to YouTube. Join the sexy people in the chat. So, help keep Chad company.
Wait a minute, did you just call Chad sexy?
Right. Everybody, all everybody in the chat is sexy. It's collective. It's a collective sexy. That's for sure. Oh my goodness.
We're not special, Chad.
Chad is our special boy. He is.
I love Chad.
Yeah. So so I guess we might as well just get this started. So,
all right, let's do
before
it.
Efrain rings the bell. So hello everyone, my name is Daphne Lage and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I've been self-publishing comics since 1992, and especially for this week,
emotional damage.
And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which will be returning to Kickstarter early summer 2023, which sounds like it's far away, but it's not. In the first full color Tall Tales one shot. I have never produced a Tall Tales book completely in color, and I am very looking forward to showing you guys all the work that I'm doing on this. I'm loving the way the pages are coming out, so keep an eye out for that. And I am also known for my medieval fantasy soap opera drama Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which just closed out issue 6 last Friday on Kickstarter. Thank you so much for everybody who supported the campaign. The books are at the printers right now. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks, I will be able to start shipping this out, because I really, really want to get to work on the next issue, because if you thought this issue is going to be a roller coaster, the next one is J.R.R. Martin approved. So and you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com, and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. And to tell us more about it, the returning Nita Lanning.
Guess who's back? So anyway, yeah, my name is Nita Lanning. I'm a writer, vlogger, blogger from Southeast Louisiana, and I'm the producer of the Indie Comics Network on YouTube and on Facebook. Eventually, again, probably this evening or this weekend sometime, I'll open the group back up. I'm just kind of slowly transitioning back into my new norm.
Yeah, new norm, which now is 1/6, not 1/4.
1/6 of an edible. And they didn't even tell me. There was no warning on the label that said, hey, the dosage has changed. And it just all of a sudden, first time users and continuing users start with 1/6 of a gummy and wait 2 hours.
Right. Well, you know, then it's like that explains why there was 2 of Jesus in the office and not just 1. So,
I was God.
Right.
It was only for about 2 hours, though.
Yeah, really. So it's like, I mean, for everybody. I mean, do you want to give like a quick?
Okay, so basically,
as to what happened.
So like over the past few weeks, we just thought we were getting old. Chris started having like weird like hand cramps and stuff like that, and he had a cough, which we thought was maybe allergies, because it's normal for him this time of year. It just was a little bit more than normal, but nothing that would set off any flags. He started having cramps in his hands, or like pains in his joints in his hands, in his elbows, his shoulders, his knees. And we were like, okay, well, we're getting old and our bed is shit, and it's time for some arthritic gloves, you know.
Right, yeah. And it's like you bought you were in the process of buying a new mattress. And
but then he started getting like little bumps and little lesions and stuff, and some of them were looking pretty rough. And it was like, okay, what the fuck is this? Well, the Saturday afternoon, while we were it was just a normal fucking Saturday, you know, and he's like almost limping because he is limping because he can't fucking walk.
Right.
And his knees and shit are fucked up. And it's like, okay, either you're lying or you're dying, because something's wrong. It's like all of a sudden, like alarms started going off in me. It's like something's fucking wrong. Something's fucking wrong. And so we go to the emergency room, and sure the fuck enough, by sheer accident, they were doing an x-ray of his, or a scan of his abdominal cavity, and they accidentally caught the bottom of his lungs. They were not supposed to look at his lungs, but when they did, they noticed there were lesions in his lungs. And they asked if he had been coughing up blood, and he had kind of like a little bit of bloody sputum, but nothing like that because it was packed down in there. So anyway, we go through like a bazillion doctor house fucking, they're like, something's wrong. You're dying, sir, but we don't know why. And just like, his kidneys were fucked up. His lungs were fucked up. All his major joints were under attack. I mean, it went from something that we thought we were going to get antibiotics and maybe some saline for, to come home to, we got to find out what the fuck's going on because your major organs are failing.
Right.
And it was just one thing after another. And he has an autoimmune disease that's like 400 fucking letters long. But in short, it's a form of vasculitis, which basically means that his immune system is completely out of whack, and it wants to attack healthy. When there's an issue within his body, it attacks everything but the problem.
Right. Yeah.
So he has been on chemo.
Right. Because this particular, yes, which I am also not going to attempt to pronounce. It attacks the blood vessels specifically. I think like and yeah, and it's like, and it's so aggressive that the treatment is aggressive. And
Right.
not only does he needed chemo to treat it, but it was like a very aggressive form of chemo.
Right.
Like everything was like cranked up to 11.
And also like he'll be on higher steroid regimen, so, and a new diet, and it's like just like everything has fucking changed.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I mean, he's doing, like, right now he's exhausted, which is normal from the chemo, but he's done it remarkably well. He was very tolerant of it, which kind of, like, how tolerant he was kind of surprised everybody.
Right.
So he's pretty much, when he's awake, his personality's back to normal. He's gradually starting to move around more. Bed rest ends, the full doctor ordered bed rest ends after today.
Right.
But I mean, I'm sure he'll still be laid up some until he can return to work or whatever.
Right.
But that's not even, we're not like, that's gonna happen when it happens.
Yeah.
It's just been, it has been crazy, because it went from, hey, let's go get this checked out, to, oh my God, you're fucking dying, to, here, ma'am, we need you to sign this paper that says this treatment could kill your husband, but if you don't take it, he's going to die anyway.
Oh
like,
my God.
You know, just,
Jesus
it's been wild.
Christ.
It's been wild.
I mean, this is what I say, that it's like, you know, as much fun as House MD, the TV series, was for me to watch, you do not want to live that in real life.
No.
And I swear to God, it's like there came a point where it's like, does the doctor look like Hugh Laurie?
No, seriously, because we went all around the fucking world trying to figure out what was wrong with him. Yeah. And all of a sudden we got a message like, are you around armadillos? And just coincidentally, because the kids recently had discovered a nest of armadillos, and my Snow White daughter was feeding them. It was like, yes, we have. Oh shit!
Because this is how crazy it went from. Yeah, because the diagnosis went from like, okay, it's an autoimmune disease. He might have lupus.
Right.
To leprosy.
Yes.
That's how
it could be leprosy or tuberculosis.
Right.
Which it turns out he did have. He does have latent tuberculosis, which most of us already will have and not even know unless it comes up later, because TB, due to herd immunity and whatnot, is not the threat it once was.
Right.
So, but for him, with it lying dormant in him like that, and his immune system being so suppressed and his body being triggered to fight its healthy cells, he's at a higher risk for it reactivating. Like almost, he would be a patient zero incubator for an active case of tuberculosis. Wow. So now he also has to have tuberculosis treatment for like the next 9 months to a year too. So it's just been like, it was just like, holy shit, holy shit. And now we have the state of Louisiana involved in our fucking healthcare, because they have to be like, you have to get this. You have to get like, you know,
because what's funny is I remember Chad making a patient zero joke, and
I know
you're a patient zero. You're a patient
boy.
Zero. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, it was quite the roller. It got hairy because here's the awful part. It's like when they say never look up diseases online.
No, for real.
You know, I mean, it was just like you told me what the diagnosis was. I looked it up and I was like going, you know, it's like, I
did too. I wouldn't even let him look at the paper.
No.
Like I didn't. Like they gave us the printout and stuff while he was in the hospital, and I'm just like, we'll save these for later.
I mean, let's just say that your timing was impeccable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like any earlier, and it would have been easily misdiagnosed. Any later, and this could be a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
Like with it, just hours would have made all the difference in the world.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it was just like, so it was, I mean, really, it's like we literally got to a point where we were cheering
for chemo.
For
chemo.
It was
like, chemo all of a sudden is like the best thing in the world. And it's like, usually you hear chemo and it's like, holy shit, you know?
But it's like, in the context of everything, it was just like him having chemo, we knew was like the final stretch of this from what we read. Right. So it was just like, so we're all glad to have C home. We're glad to have you home. You know, it's like, I mean, yeah, you know what? I mean, it just goes to show you that it's like, it's like you really have to keep an eye. You really have to keep an eye on yourself and take care of yourself and
trust your gut. And if somebody is telling you let's go to the hospital right now. Let's go.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor and
Yeah.
heed that, because had he gone to sleep, this would be a whole different story.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It would have, because that's all it was taking.
Right.
Because it's like, luckily, if you guys
Yeah, this is long
yeah.
term.
Yeah,
This is life.
this is going to be like he's going to be that guy having to go outside with a mask all the time, and it's like it's just that new normal. That's I mean, yeah, it's like a whole bunch of us kind of like dodging bullets like Neo.
All week. Like,
You
it was
know?
crazy.
Because I found out that I neither have high blood pressure or gallbladder issues this week. So I was happy for that. Although I'm still sticking with the regimen that I was staying
Well,
with.
yeah, absolutely. If it's working, don't fuck with it, right?
Right. Yeah. And then it's like, Jose, he, it's like he thought he had a health issue that it turned out to not quite be as serious. And, so it's like, yeah, we're all like, zoom, zoom, zoom.
Thank you, Nick. And I want to thank everybody who contributed, because we did have like a donation thing going for food and transportation and gas, because taking care of the kids and see at the same time was difficult. And then we had a medical list that pretty much everything on it was bought already before I even got home from the hospital. Really, as of right now, it depends on, like, I think we're in the clear as long as he will be able to return to work, and the doctor said that was a high probability, like within the next couple weeks. So as long as he's able to go back to work, because we were approved for Medicaid, we're going to be just fine. Like, it was because of our family size. Like, if I was ever grateful that I popped babies out like Pop-Tarts, it was this fucking week. It was like, holy shit, because we're completely approved for Medicaid. So all his treatments will be covered by that, with very minimal down payments and stuff, or deposits and whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right now it's a wait and see.
Yeah. That, and that kind of is the new normal, isn't it? It's just like literally a day at a time. It's like, what can we get through, today, and then we'll worry about tomorrow, and then
That's how it goes. You're one extreme or the other.
Exactly. It's one extreme or the other, Oh, yes. I had a bad case of these. Although, look, I do really want to thank I do want to thank John Celestri and Visenia for filling in, for when she was gone. As much as I enjoyed their company, I like Nita's company more. So it's like
I know you do.
So we're all happy that you're back, and and like I said, that C is doing better, and then we'll be able to like I said, new normal. It's like, I know it's cliche by now, but you know what, in this case, it
really is. Like,
it really is. But yes, and also thank you everybody for all your vibes and well wishes and everything.
Absolutely.
And the help that everyone gave. Thank you so much for that as well. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So
comic books.
Yeah, let's kind of like raise the vibe in the room a bit.
Ask me about housekeeping.
Oh, okay. So yes, so Nita, what's in housekeeping?
I have no fucking idea. I've been gone for a week and a half. Okay, so Rob Multari has Nightwolf issue 7 on Kickstarter
right now.
And
links are in the show notes.
I know that Tina and Rodney Fike from Haslam Production have Roadkill Rampage 4, which is the final in this art. And sign up, but other than that, if I don't work for you, I don't know shit right now. I gotta get back to the roots so I can promote people.
Right. And also, I don't remember if I mentioned it, but the full color Tall Tales short, or so I thought, that's in pre-launch right now. So like I said, it's going to go live in a couple of months, but if you don't want to miss it, you can head on to the links in the show notes, and you can go click the notify me button on the Tall Tales pre-launch page.
It worked it for me. I don't recommend it for anybody else. But yeah, the Pop-Tart kids work.
And yeah, so all the links are in the show notes below, so you can check out everything. And like I said, click on the notify me button so you get notified when that Tall Tales full color campaign goes live in the next couple of months.
About that.
So yeah,
I've always wanted that in full color.
Yeah, it's coming out really nice. I'm a little bit slower
So much
than I
so
should.
you have to go back and color all of them, right?
Well, at that me and Jose have spoken about that, for the longest time, but it's like, this is kind of like a step at a time kind of thing.
Come on, Daphne,
it is a lot of work. Yeah, I know it is a lot of work. So, I wasn't able to meet my self-imposed deadline for last Friday, so I'm still working on those last 12 pages. But to make me feel better, I started working on the next Ego Raven project. To make, like I said, to make me feel better. So if I can like get a good rhythm between the two books, I'll definitely have this finished in time. It's not it's a good thing that I'm running my schedule the way I am this year. It's a lot. I mean, I still have a lot of work to do, but
not like you were setting
yeah,
for yourself,
it's not like
geez.
Yeah, I don't need another panic attack,
No, that's the last thing you need.
Yeah.
I don't need you to have another
No,
panic attack.
those are not fun.
I don't know how to comfort people. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Calm the fuck down, bro.
Yeah, really. It's like, I need to redo my schedule, it's good. So for everybody who's running campaigns or whatnot, or so the other day, it was yesterday morning, the last 2 days, I was listening to a serial killer podcast, like we are wont to do. Well, actually, I was watching. It was called The Serial Killer Iceberg, on a channel called Wendigoon. And it's just like kind of like the 8 tiers of serial killers, and he kind of like goes through like each one, like the data points and whatnot. And one of the episodes, he showed off a plushie that he was doing. And, I didn't think much of it. It was just like, oh, okay, whatever. It's like, this is a guy with 1.5 million views, subscribers on his YouTube channel. So it's like, okay, yeah, of course they're going to do plushies or merchandise or whatnot.
Right. What would their plushies be of?
And, well, I can actually show you because, when he mentioned the name of the website, of course, out of curiosity, I had to look up the website, and it turned out to be something that, yes, do not write your crimes down. Don't write down your crimes.
Nope.
Don't
be a collector.
Yeah. Yes. And it's like, and don't be a collector. Yes. But definitely do not write down.
Burn off your fingerprints.
Yeah, do not write down your crimes. That's the number one thing. For some reason, these guys,
shit.
they want to like, they
don't
want to
take pictures.
Yeah, I know. Pictures, video. They all want to document their crimes.
Right.
So yes, don't write down your crimes. So I thought that this website would be interesting for everybody in the audience who, like I said, are doing their own Kickstarter. And I'm not sure if this is something that
I got you.
You got it. Okay. Yeah. So I'm not sure if this is something that's yeah. So what this is that this is, I think, like a design studio that they create plushies that are then crowdfunded for production.
Huh.
And like a lot of these, like I recognize a lot of YouTubers that I watch who do these
right,
do these campaigns, like this one, Illuminati.
I love that.
Watch her. Yeah, I watch her all the time, and I was just like, okay, so she has her own plushie, and what it is that the idea is that, from what I can tell, they designed the plushie, but you could also put in your own designs as well. They design it, they make a proof, like kind of like a product sample for you, and then you crowdfund the plushie in order to manufacture. And I think from what I could tell from the ones that are still going on, you have to sell at least 200 for it to like Webtoon is
and for
on
it to
here.
fund.
Yeah,
But
so
which
it's like,
one is from the serial killer?
oh,
Like,
let me
that's
see.
what I want to know.
Let me look at it. Okay,
Because
so
it better be like John Wayne Gacy or some shit.
Oh no, it was the mascot for the
Oh,
it was the
stupid.
Wendigoon mascot. It wasn't like a John Wayne Gacy um plushie. Yeah.
Not that I
So
would buy that or anything.
right. Like this one. This I know is another. I think this was more on TikTok. Alex the Honkingbird. I've seen a lot of. I've seen some of these. Like I said, they're mascots from a lot of websites. And oh, here he is.
Yes, exactly.
This is the Wendigoon plush. It glows in the dark. This is the one that he was showing off.
Okay, well now it glows in the dark. Now I'm sold.
Right. Well, unfortunately, it's sold out. This particular one is sold out. And that's the thing too. They're all like limited to the runs. So I'm just bringing that's why I'm bringing it up, because it's like, although it's a lot of YouTubers that I recognize on this, I don't think it's invite only. There's nothing on the website that says that it's invite only. So here we go.
Gremlins.
Right. Yeah, I know. Like, and they design, they collaborate with the creator to design, then they launch it for a minimum amount of time. Then if they reach the if the minimum goal is not met, all fans are refunded for their order. And then if it succeeds, then they make it and then they do the shipment. And then I guess the idea is that they get to take a cut, and
so it's as hands off as possible.
Yeah, because
and self-promoting.
Yeah, exactly. So
wow.
Like I said, I thought this was interesting enough to tell everybody about it, because it's like, it's like, there's certain types of merchandise that it's like, I know that we all would like to do, but it's like, it is a daunting process. And this seems to be kind of like, I don't know, like not as risky, but like I said, I'm not sure how this website works. Like I said, we're not sponsored or anything. I just thought it was something interesting for all of us to keep in mind. Like I said, put a pin in it, So the website is it's like, right, exactly. Like I said, so it's called Makeship, makeship.com. And so I just thought it was something for everybody to just, I don't know, keep an eye on, like I said, put a pin in it, something for later. If it's something that you think that you can move, if 200 people who would support this type of campaign, it might be something worth doing for you, for, yourself or whatnot. So I don't know. I thought it was interesting. It's definitely not something that I can do right now. Like I don't, I'm still building up, I'm still building up my audience. Oh, and by the way, speaking of building up audience, last I checked, I am 2 subscribers away
from 1K,
from 1,000 subscribers on my art channel. So if you're watching my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, head on over to Daphne Lage, Lage art. There's a link also at egoworks.com. You can just go straight there. And I am 2 subscribers away from reaching 1,000 subscribers. I think I've been building this channel since what, 2016?
Well, we're back to 3 because you know how the flux goes. I'm going to
that's true. Oh, that's true. Well, you know what? I'm very close. Let's
so
just
close.
say that I am very, very close to 1,000 subscribers. I do have more videos in the works. So I'm going to be, so I will be trying to upload more regularly you know, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, it's like I will be uploading more regularly as the next couple of months go on, because it's like I actually kind of missed the shorter videos. And yeah, it's just nice to mix it up
Right.
a bit. So it's like, yeah, the next video that I'm working on, it's about it's about how the movie A Knight's Tale and Netflix's The Witcher gave me permission to do fantasy as fantasy.
Huh.
You know, so so I'm working on that video right now. So go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you will get notified when that next video comes up. So yeah, so that's what I was doing. What else was I doing? Because I'm always thinking, I'm always, thinking too far ahead, probably for my own good.
Like
So
the
I was also pricing out hardcovers again.
Mm.
At the end of the year, I am planning on releasing a House of Bob sketchbook. And Nita are kind of like collaborating on that, and we're putting that together. And I priced out hardcovers again. And I was just very happy to find out that the prices have come down a bit. So I'm able. So I'm now like on a better trajectory with that project.
Nice.
So it's like, so now it's like, because what I'm doing is like I'm trying to set up all my campaigns for the rest of the year, and technically that's the last campaign I have to put together and get approved. So I was like, that's why I was kind of like thinking about it more. Hey, bye, Allison. Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yes. Priorities, people. And and it was just like, so I just started like really, and it's like, you know what, me and Nita decided on a couple of ideas for the book, and I'm just very excited with it now that my options
Yeah.
have reopened up on the printing front. So because it is a House of Bob project, I'd rather talk about it on House of Bob on Saturday.
Tomorrow.
Yes, it is tomorrow. I know, really. It's already the last Saturday of the month, so which means that House of Bob tomorrow at 8 p.m. to 6 8 to 8 to 10 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. For those of you who are not familiar with it, House of Bob is my adults only live stream that Nita joins me on. I do some adult artwork on it, and we have some adult conversations on it. And tomorrow, especially, we are going to be joined by Rob Multari, his first time on House of Bob, where he's going to be showing off all his very naughty variant covers that he's going to have available, that he has available right now on the Night Wolf issue 7 campaign.
Yes.
Link is in the show notes. But because of the nature of the show, and because that it is adults only, and you have to be signed in and age verified in order to see it, we can actually show off the covers in all its glory. So if you want to get a look at the variant covers that both me and him are working on for our respective campaigns for later, join us tomorrow at 8 p.m. And yes, you're going to see a lot of brand new artwork that we're all working on the show. So
Rob made me blush.
yeah, I know. It's kind of funny to see what he's diving headfirst into. But yeah, so that's, oh boy. Let's see, what else? Well, because I would ask you what else is going on with you, but is there anything going on with you?
I mean, like, oh yeah, there is one thing I wanted to mention. I have no idea who did it, but to whoever decided to send me luggage for my trip to New York, you're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Right. Yeah.
Like, but I don't know who to thank, and that's the way they wanted it. So yay.
Yay. Okay. So yes, she got the luggage. We got all the stickers ready to vandalize them. She's right, because if anyone needs a vacation right now. You know, so I mean, yeah. So what else has been going on? Well, it's like I said, I've been working on my next Ego Raven project. Hey, Dave. I've been working on my next Ego Raven project, which now it's like I'm kind of like jumping back and forth between finishing Tall Tales and the one shot, the Ego Raven one shot that's coming out with the Unicorn King's daughter. If you don't follow me on Facebook, you should, because I post a lot of sneak peeks on there. And I just finished this glorious 2-page spread that made my hand hurt, but it was all worth it. But so if you want to take a look at that piece, head on over to my Facebook, and I have it right there. And the funny thing is like, doing this project, which started off as a joke, it's like I was joking around about the algorithm liking, like Kickstarter algorithm liking silly names, silly titles for books. And the funny thing is that, I think that like, and that seems to be kind of like the trend now, because I think like Pat Shand had recently put out a book on Kickstarter called, what was it? Like, I summoned Cthulhu to fund my next Kickstarter.
There's some dumb shit like that. Or then
and the asshole raised the 6 figures. So it's like, oh, I guess it worked.
Right?
Yeah. So I had a bit of a moment, and it's like, and I had tossed out, it's like, no, and it all started off with this joke that like, no, Kickstarter, I'm not going to rename Ego Raven, Medieval Unicorn Viking Slut. And the title just triggered something in everybody on the in my feed, and it was just like it was just like going back and forth, and then now it's a real thing. Now it's a real thing. And all I can say is
covers, people, holy crap.
Look, all I can say,
you were definitely in the zone.
I was in the zone. I was really in the zone. And like I said, if you want to see these covers, I will be working on them on Saturday. It started off as a parody project. It started off as a joke, but I just have to tell everybody, this might be my best work yet. This book,
definitely up there.
This book might be my best work yet. I mean, it's just a lot of things are colliding at the same time. I'm having so much fun with this project, and I still have a lot to do on it. But the thing is, though, is like, it's like there's one thing that I realized yesterday is nobody, even though it's going to be a very pandering campaign, nobody can accuse me of hacking this shit out just to make a quick buck on Kickstarter.
No. My girl's working.
I mean, I'm very proud of how this stuff is coming out. I'm just just very excited for this project. And it's like, yes, it has an unfortunate title, but the project is going to be worth it. And I really do think that, that even, it's, even if you've never heard of Ego Raven before, if I can just make you laugh in this book, I really do think you're going to enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just like really, really happy with that. Because also I was thinking a lot also about how, I don't know, it's like it just seems like a lot of people are panicking because of Kickstarter. And
okay, that it's simple. It's simple. Okay, yeah, the market is shrinking only because we have to think. In the beginning of the pandemic, this was a totally new world for us. People were stuck at home. Our usual forms of entertainment were taken away from us. We were unable to get out. So more people that would not normally support a crowdfunder or an artist for who they are, or whatever their means or reason for support was, those people are starting to fall off because we're able to get out. We're able to fucking go bowling, go to the park, go play golf. There are all those other forms of entertainment. So the casual buyer is now gone.
Right.
And also you had a lot of people who never went and worked a day in their lives being given free money. And I'm sorry if I sound like an asshole for saying this, but they had no concept of savings or whatever, and so they were blowing it on what the fuck ever. It was like,
Right.
just freaking, oh yeah, I'm rich now, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, here, give me all your comics. So yeah, there's going to be a decline. It's just normal. It's returning to what your pre-COVID numbers would have looked
Right.
like anyway. That's
Yeah,
all it is, and everybody's
Right.
flailing, and it's like, you
Right.
guys, calm the fuck down.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because I kind of like had that moment with my last campaign, because there was a backward slide. I was expecting it to at least issue 6 to at least match issue 5, and it didn't. But and I kind of like had that moment of self-doubt, with that. But yeah, it's like, but the more it's kind of like, and I think in the end, this is what everybody who's doing comics, who's doing crowdfunders and whatnot, that they really that they actually understand your why. Why are you doing this? Because it's like, because I know that, me included, a lot of us came into crowdfunding at a very strange time. And and it's like, yeah, and it's like, now is probably where we're seeing where our audience really is at. I mean, the only thing I think that benefited us from starting when we did 2 years ago is that it allowed us to ride that momentum.
For sure.
So that we were able to build an audience faster than we could have if we were starting now.
Oh, for sure.
Although technically starting from zero is always a tough sell. So it's like, yeah, and it's like, we were, especially like these last couple of weeks, we were really talking about how, there is kind of like a natural ecosystem on Kickstarter that it does benefit certain types of books.
And
it's
honestly,
like,
I don't think you would have noticed that much of a setback on the issues had you not released volume 1.
well, that's true. You know what? It's
One thing
like,
that we're learning is graphic novels is where it's at. So if you want to fund with floppies, you make your fucking floppies, finish your
first, yeah.
run, then start issuing out volumes.
Yeah, that's if I had to do it over again, knowing what I know now, I would have just continued putting out the individual issues and then done the trades at the end.
Right.
Or yeah, because it's like, I really am convinced that people are waiting for trades. It's like, shit, I'm waiting for trades.
Yeah,
I mean,
me too.
I mean,
I am now
it's
too, and
like,
it's mostly a
yeah.
storage issue.
Yeah. And it's just, and honestly, it's a preferred format for me. Trades,
too.
I much prefer trades rather than having I mean, I have to really, really like your individual issues to have them on my shelf so that I
Yes.
can get to them.
Yeah, that's just it.
I mean,
Like, and I have to really like you just to buy issue
Right.
1. But let me tell you something. If you let me
Right.
know during issue 1 that you plan on releasing a trade further down, guess what? I'm not back in 2 and 3. I'm going to wait.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what everybody's learning. But the thing is, though, it's like, look, but in the end, it's like I said, I had to kind of like take a step back and really think about, it's like, what, I mean, it's like, is this setback, and and in the end, is it really, I mean, I still made, $4,800,
right,
for a book, for this book I was doing anyway.
Yeah, this is going to happen regardless. So,
so it's like, did I really lose out on anything? Because that's the thing. It's like, it's like, this book was coming out anyway. I was going to do this book anyway. I could have just made my minimum, the $1,500, and this book would have come out.
Right.
So, and here's the thing. Issue 7 would have still come out. Issue 8 would still come out. So even if I was just making the minimum. So it's like, because in the end, my goal, it's like, yes, would it be nice to see what it would take to have a 5-figure campaign?
Fuck
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Because when I was kind of like telling Jose what I was like thinking, he goes, "Why are you thinking so much about this?" He always complains about that about me, that I'm too much of a numbers whore, and I'm a numbers whore in the wrong way, pretty much. Where it's like like I maybe I think a little bit too much about marketing, and what if I do this? What if I do that? The funny thing is that it's less of me trying to like, oh my God, if I do A, B, and C, then X, Y, Z will happen. It's more like, well, what if I do this?
Right.
What if I do that? What happens if I do this? And it's more like almost like a game to me rather than an imperative.
Right.
But I just want to clarify.
Go straight for floppies.
Yeah,
Okay,
I said
listen here, and
yeah.
never mention the trade to anyone again until after you funded your floppies. Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, if I knowing what I know now, that's what I would have done. I just would have just continued with the floppies and just kept it at that. Until the trade, until everything was ready to be released as a trade.
Because it's like this. You got somebody, you're like, hey, here's this little like fucking 24-page book. But it's okay because by this time next year, I'm going to have the 180-page book.
Right.
And you can buy it for just a little bit more. And it'll probably have bonus material with it and shit like that as incentives. So you're going to buy that first issue one for collectability, if that's your thing. And then you're not going to touch it again until the trades start coming out.
Yeah. Now, of course, conversely, Jose is having the opposite problem.
That dude does not count in any
right.
statistics, any norms, nothing. Never use Jose.
Never use JD as an example with the Oswald Chronicles. It's all weird. We've been trying to figure out this pattern, and we can't figure out what he does. But but in the end, it's like right. So it's like that's what I would recommend if I, like I said, if I had to do it all over again. But here's the thing though, even if my campaigns were making just 15, just making the minimum, like they would make goal and that's it, I would still be putting, oh, now I remember what I wanted to say. I just want to preface everything though, because look, I personally am in a situation that allows me to be flippant like that.
Right.
Or at least it comes off as flippant. It's like, the fact that I could just make $1,500 and, it'll be okay.
Right.
Because one, I do all the work. It's like the only person I'm technically paying is my flatter, right? Everything else is mine. So I'm not paying out anything, but I am also in a environment that allows me to not have to put that much pressure on my Kickstarters, on my crowdfunders. But I mean, but here's kind of the thing too, because it's like, conversely, if you're in a situation where you're depending on these Kickstarters to support yourself, to support your family or whatnot, it's like that kind of puts you in a different mindset. And I would just tell you to be really careful with that, because Kickstarter or any we're always trying to figure that out, and that's the thing, because it's like we're talking about that we all work in an extremely volatile industry where there is no doing ABC that guarantees you XYZ.
Absolutely not. And that's the big thing, watching everybody in desperation trying to find the secret sauce. And I think the best analogy was what I came up with the other day. Everybody's grandma makes the best fucking spaghetti, but everybody's grandma makes it different.
Right.
So it's like, your recipe, what works for you is not going to work for someone else. And what worked exactly for someone else isn't going to necessarily work for you.
Right.
Now, you can take and pick and choose from what you see and examples of what they're doing, and as far as marketing, publication, whatever.
Right.
And play with that some.
Right.
Daphne's been blessed to have the liberty to do it to experiment a lot more
Right.
than most people.
Right.
But yeah, you've got to find what you've got to make your own secret sauce. You can't
Right.
just grab somebody else's recipe because you'll never master it.
Right, exactly. And it's like yesterday I was talking to Jose about my project, the hey Hojo, about the one shot, the adult one shot that I'm doing
Right.
with Eagle Raven. And I says, yeah, it's like, you know, and I was joking about how I went down the checklist. Oh, stupid title, check. Titty covers, check. You know, adult content, check. And he goes, yeah, but you don't have a Shikari cover. You know, and it was just like, there's always something in the sauce, you know, because it's like, that's the equivalent
You
of him
forgot the
saying,
pinch of sugar.
right. Or it's like, you forgot to put meatballs in it. It's like, yeah, but I'm a vegetarian. You know, so it's like, it's like that, just, you know, so it's like I'm thinking that it's like, okay, I did A, B, and C, and then Jose goes, yeah, but you didn't do D. And which goes to show you that
And then
no
we
matter,
missed E and
right,
KLMNOP.
yeah,
And
exactly.
then
You know, and that's the thing, because it's like, you know, whatever's working for someone else might not work for you. For all I know, this special that I'm doing will just make the same amount of money as right. Yeah. Yeah, I agree too. That's kind of like how I started off on Kickstarter too. And technically that's how I'm continuing Kickstarter.
and
It's
that's a
just
wise
the way,
decision because it's
yeah,
almost the only platform
yeah,
that gets extra eyes on your projects beside
right.
the eyes you brought over yourself.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, you know, so it's like, it's a lot. Yeah, because it's like, compared to other platforms, I think Kickstarter is a lot easier to get new eyes on your work. But you see, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, you can study Polito all you want. You can do exactly the same thing, but it'll never work for you because you're not Polito. You're not doing Lady Death. You didn't have 35 years of building an IP, you know, that paid off on Kickstarter, you know, and, you know, and that's the thing. It's like, we talk about a lot of things, but in the end, it's like you have to individualize everything that we say to your situation. You know, it's like, I know that I like to joke that it's like, you know, oh, you're not special, so this shit should work. The thing is, though, it's like, yeah, you're not special in the sense that you're not Brian Polito. But even then, Brian Polito's not special. He worked 35 years to build his audience to where it is now. And like I said, I still stand by this. The top 200 most funded Kickstarters, most of them, remember, 18% of those are the adult slash, you know, TNA books, and 40% of that percentage is Brian Polito. Everything else are books, aside from Keanu Reeves, are books that people had been, you know, like, growing their audience outside of Kickstarter for decades practically. And then they brought it to Kickstarter and they brought that audience with them, and it paid off on Kickstarter. So if there's ever a formula, that's the formula. It's the long game. You have to build your audience to a point that no matter where you go, whatever new platform is created in the future, you have an audience to put there. You know, and it's like, but in the end, it also depends on what your why is. Why are you doing this book? You know, if you're just doing a book to make money, you're in for a rough time, because then you have to make a book that specifically targets the main buyers, the main rabid buyers. um yeah, it's like, unless you're going to do like really, really risque type of covers, I wouldn't recommend it. um you know, it's like, you know, it's like, you know, unless you're going to really, really cater to that ecosystem and do very specific types of books with very specific types of artists on those books, you're going you're going to have a hard time. And it's like this, I don't joke about. There are easier ways to make money. than
Yeah.
in comics, you know, especially nowadays. So that's the thing. It's like, you know, if you understand your why are you doing your comic, then I think the rest of the advice becomes a bit easier to take what you need, leave behind what you don't need. It's kind of easy because like I said, for me, and in the end I can only talk about what I do.
Damn straight. I was so happy to buy my
We've
Starbucks
got the
coffee.
beats.
I bought my own Starbucks.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, look, I just want to, it's like, at minimum, I want to be able to make enough to get the next issue out,
That's
to
it.
push me to the next issue. You know, no matter what happens, it's like, especially now that I have this momentum going, these issues are getting done, regardless of what happened, no matter what happens, because it's like, these issues, I've started it, these issues have to come out, and that's kind of like how I'm working on it. So it's like, no matter what, the issues are coming out.
Daphne's gonna make sure you finish.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, you know. um you know, because it's like, because, and here's the thing too, once you're finished also, like, say, I mean, when I have all my 15 issues together, that's going to be a lot easier for me to work. Yeah. Exactly. You know, it's a for me to work with than if I kind of like stop halfway.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Tall Tales was much easier to sell as a complete story arc.
Right.
You know, it's so easy to say, you know, Thieves Quest is done. You have 20 issues to read. You know, I mean, it's, you know, and yeah, and the goal is to, you know, it's like, okay, how many different formats can we put this out in, you know? But it's a complete story arc. So it's a lot easier to work with if you're just like, well, I just made it to issue 5. I just made it to issue 3. Maybe I'll make it to issue 7. And it's like, why are you doing this? At least finish the story. At least finish the story. And then it'll be a lot, everything else would be kind of like a lot easier for you to kind of, okay, how do I package this? How do I change, you know, you know, and here's the thing too, with a finished story, or at least, you know, if you're good enough into it, it's a lot easier if you go, okay, I'm going to reformat it to put it on Webtoons. You know, I'm going to reformat it so that it's in digest size, you know, or digest / manga size, you know, to try something different. Oh, it's like, you know what? The book was originally in cover. I'm going to try printing it in black and white, you know, just to see how that works out. You know, it gives you a lot more ability to play around with things and to experiment with, oh, what looks like might work better for you, you know. But honestly, the main thing is finish your stuff. Finish your stuff. Know why
Do your work.
Do your work. Exactly. You know why you're doing it. Because honestly, it's like, look, because it's like, if you love what you're doing anyway, especially if you love what you're doing, it makes it a lot easier. Because it's like, look, like this parody book that I'm doing, right? It's like, look, for all I know, it'll just do it'll just do average for what I usually do. That there's a ceiling that I hit, and no matter what I put out, that's just where it's going to go. It's you know, it's not going. Would I like it to be a $10,000 campaign? Sure. Yeah. But if it's not that big of a deal. Because in the end, I'm having the time of my life on it. It's like I said, it's probably going to be my best work. Yeah. And after it's done, it's a book that I'm going to be very proud of. You know, so no matter what, it's like, I am not wasting my time.
Right.
You know, and that's the thing. It's like, if your book doesn't reach a certain threshold, and and you know, your definition of that is that you've been wasting your time, you really need to rethink why you're doing this.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's like I said, there are easier ways to make money, and it's like, look, life is short, but the road is long. You know, and it's a lot better if you're working on something that you really do have a passion for, as opposed to like, oh, if I don't make X amount of money on Kickstarter, my mortgage doesn't get paid.
Right. Right.
Because it's like, because here's what just all boils down to. You only have control over the effort of what you do. You have no control or no right
Aw,
to the
love you,
results
man.
of it. I mean, this is kind of like, I mentioned the Stoics a lot, the ancients, and this is something that they say: you only have control over the effort you put in. You have
Right.
absolutely no control over the results of that, whether it fails, whether it's success. You have no control over that. So what I try to do is not think about that. I know that's like, okay, I have to do variant covers. I'm loving these variant covers. I
They're
have to
so
do
hot.
these pages. I love the way the pages are coming out. That's all I know.
Right.
That's all I can guarantee. The only thing that I can guarantee is that you are getting, whenever you buy one of my comics, you are getting my heart and soul in these books. That's all I can offer. That's all I have. Whether you like it or don't like it, you're apathetic to it. I can't control that. So that can't factor in to what I'm doing.
Right.
So I don't think about it. If my next campaign slides backwards, well, so be it. That's what it
Right.
is. I can continue trying to learn how to improve that, but it doesn't guarantee me anything. It doesn't guarantee me. I'm not entitled to anything. Right. Yeah. Yeah,
But my mama
exactly.
liked it. I literally had a fucking email like that the other day. My mom thinks that I should, and I'm like, bro,
Right.
no,
Yeah.
no, you
Yeah.
shouldn't.
No, you
Your
shouldn't.
mama's a liar.
I mean, I mean, so yeah, so that's kind of like, I had to. So this is what happens when I'm left alone with my thoughts. It's like, so this is pretty much what I was
Sounds
been.
productive to me. Maybe
Well,
that's it, Daphne. I'm
yeah.
leaving again for another week. I'll
No,
see you.
I mean, no. Look, the next time you leave, we'll be on vacation. That's we'll be hanging
I'll
out.
stream then too. I've already
Uh,
got that worked out because
oh, okay, we
Tina,
can do that.
Tina was
We can
fucking
squish.
super
We
duper
can we
awesome.
can
No,
look.
I'll
I can fit another chair here, and we can
we'll do it.
squish together, and we'll do a special live from New York.
Ooh.
So wow. So welcome back, Nita.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so it's nice. It's nice to have you back. It's nice to have C home.
Yeah, it's a
Hospitals
relief.
suck.
God.
They really
But
do.
you know
Even
what? The hospital was fucking great, except for the food and this one bitch ass nurse named
there's always
Everly.
there's
Fuck her.
always
Fuck you, Everly, at Our Lady of the Lake. Fuck
there you
you,
go.
bitch.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, look, it's like, look, hospitals suck even under the best of
Yes,
circumstances.
they do. Yeah, they really
So
do. But we were
yeah,
very lucky with a great team,
yeah.
and he was very well taken care of.
Right, yeah. So, like I said, we're all glad you're back. We're all glad that everybody's on the mend, and the rest of us are glad that we've been dodging bullets side by side with you. So, so I think that's it for me. What about you, Nita?
I'm good. I'm good to
Yeah,
go.
yes.
Like I'm out of
Any
habit.
final
So
any final thoughts for the peoples?
yeah, do your work. Stop trying to live up to everybody else's standards. Put your
Yeah,
head down. Mind your business. Get your work done. Quit
yeah.
whining like little bitches. And let's just do this. You know?
Yeah, it's like, it's like, yeah, know why you're doing this, and adjust accordingly. That's pretty
That's
much
it.
that's it. So if you want to learn, well, actually, before I get started on that, it's like, thank you everybody in the chat for joining us. Thank you so much to the lucky 13 people who are watching us next to the giant eyeball from regions beyond. Thank you for hanging out with us on this Friday brunch hour. Thank you so much for joining us. And and on that note, if you want to see more about me and my artwork, and and everything else that I do, you're going to head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com. EGOW Yeah, there you go. You can help clean a bit too.
Yeah, because like you're not seeing the floor. I'm not showing you.
Yeah. So, like I said, you can check out my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. But I mostly post to Facebook if you are interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress on whatever live updates I may have at that moment. And remember that you can check me out on YouTube every Wednesday at from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern, where I do my own drawing live stream. I try to make it every Wednesday. I have to make these more of a habit, but look, Wednesday, and also remember, if you watch my channel and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm very close to reaching 1,000 subscribers. I would be happy to finally break this milestone. Jesus Christ. And remember, you can read Eagle Raven Air the First Unicorn for free in its full color Kickstarter format on my website. It uploads every day, Monday through Friday. Issue 2 just started uploading right now, so you can check that out. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, follow the link to Tall Tales, TAILS online.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, yeah, see that? You can also read the latest story arc, Tears of the Mother, uploading right now, Monday through Friday. It's the continuing adventures of Ravenwood and the gang from its direct continuation of the Thief's Quest story arc. So you can follow their adventures that way. And remember, all the links are in the show notes below for every campaign that we talk about, especially my upcoming full color Tall Tales campaign, which is in pre-launch right now. So make sure you sign up for that so you get notified when that campaign goes live. And lastly, Saturday, tomorrow, because I have to remind myself, House of Bob, me and Nita will be joined by Rob Multari, where we'll be showing off all our variant covers that we can't show on the regular shows. For our upcoming campaigns and our current campaigns. So if you want to see some sneak peeks and some really, really good artwork, that we just can't, like I said, we just can't show on
cannot
YouTube
show here. Holy crap.
We cannot show.
We might not, we might get in trouble for showing it on House of Bob. I don't know, but we're gonna show it.
We're gonna try. We're gonna give it the old college try, and not get kicked off the air. So join us tomorrow from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern for House of Bob, the adults only drawing live stream. We're gonna have a lot of fun. So that's it. So that's it for me and Nita. That's it for us. That's it for you right now. So go forth, have a great weekend. Have have a good rest of your Friday. And in the words of the ancients, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, both literally and figuratively, and do the work, because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake any of your accomplishments. Thank you so much again. It's nice having Nita back, and we'll see you all later.
Bye.